Hey everybody, it's Diandra Marie, and this is Get Your Life, where I put an aspect of your life on blast so you can get it together and ultimately get your life. Now, this is for all of the people who are choosing not to vote in this upcoming presidential election. Now, I'm obviously not talking about minors, convicted felons, or those who don't have, their green card or their citizenship and can't vote. I'm talking about the people who are choosing not to vote. Now, trust me, I understand that the candidates for the major political parties aren't really the best, and there's things you may like about them, but there's a lot of things that we don't like about them. But choosing not to vote isn't gonna stop one of them from being in the Oval Office. Like, you thinking you're putting on some sort of protest, thinking that that's gonna really change the dynamic of the United States and nobody's gonna be elected as president. Like, no, you need to get your life. Somebody's gonna be elected, somebody's gonna be president. So you might as well have your say in who you think the best candidate is, whether they're a part of the major political parties or not. And another thing that I don't like is, oh, well, my decision isn't going to matter anyway, so why do I need to vote? Because it's your right. And yeah, your one vote may not have like a substantial effect on who becomes president, but at least you're exercising your right. Like, and some of these people that don't vote are the same people that always complain about the country and who the president is. Like, you didn't vote, so you don't get to have a say. That's like if your parents buy a house and you like, well, I don't really like this house. Did you put a payment down? No? Oh, okay. So you don't get to have a say in what you think is cute and what you don't think is cute, and what you think is right and what you don't think is right. And lastly, this is for all my minorities out there. Like, trust me, I get it. The way this country is just literally slaughtering us without, substantial repercussions for it is just awful. It makes any minority not want to vote. But giving up your right to vote isn't really helping. Like, we have to remember, blood, sweat, and tears were shed for us to be able to vote. Like, this is why Martin Luther King led marches. This is why Rosa Parks didn't give up her seat. Not just to be seen as just human beings, because we weren't, but so we can have the same equal rights that, white people had. I'm gonna just keep it straight like that. Like, when I really think about it, both of my grandmothers couldn't even vote, until the 60s, and they were grown and had kids by then, and they couldn't vote until the 60s. So you really have to understand that not voting is really just taking all the work that has been done, that we always talk about throughout the year, and it's all in vain. So after all of this, if you're still choosing to give up your right, whether it was fought for or not fought for, you need to get your life. Like, again, I don't want to hear you complaining if you didn't vote and you're like, well, Trump and Hillary or whoever ends up in the office. I don't want to hear it. I really don't, because you didn't vote. You don't get to have a say. You ain't put no money down. You ain't do nothing. So no, you don't get to have a say. And I really think take it into consideration. Like I said, regardless if you over here voting for either of the political parties or you just voting just to exercise your right, at least do that because it was fought for. If you want to continue the conversation with me, this was a little more serious, but it is serious. If you want to continue the conversation, hit me up on all social media at It's Diandra Marie, or you can go to www.itsdiandramarie.com to see past interviews and event coverage. And please subscribe to the website, and you'll get updates whenever I post something new to the site. And until next time, vote and get your life.